What's good, YouTube? It's the one and only Insa, you know what I'm saying? We're back with another video. So today, we got y'all a little weird video, you know what I'm saying? I don't know if y'all like weird video, but we watching it. You know what I'm saying? 10 creepy animals that can enter the human body. Let's check it out. Don't be scared though. Don't be scared.
Roundworms.
Let's go.
Filarial worms, also known as roundworms, can wreak havoc on human health. They typically enter the bloodstream through mosquito bites and actively target the lymphatic system. They're linked to a condition known as elephantiasis tropica, which causes severe and painful swelling in the legs, arms, breasts, and genitals. The skin may also become thicker, causing sufferers to experience pain.
What the fuck? I see that shit.
The debilitating condition also carries a social stigma, with sufferers often becoming ostracized. The case reports on elephantiasis are among the most gruesome of all parasitic diseases.
What is that?
From Pakistan pleaded with doctors to amputate his leg after it got so swollen that it weighed 330 pounds.
Just that leg.
The feet of one Indian woman got incredibly swollen from a very young age, so much so that she was never able to wear shoes. One Kenyan man had to undergo surgery.
Yo! Damn!
For scrotal elephantiasis, as he suffered from a 4-foot penis and 11-pound testicles. In a similar case, American man Wesley Warren Jr. scrotal
got bit in the
100
ass.
pounds. Some roundworm species, namely Onchocerca volvus, are known to
I've
cause
never
river
seen
blindness.
that. That shit
On a global
weird.
scale, it's the second most common cause of blindness, resulting from infection.
Damn.
Number
You need to stay away from those.
Hookworms. When viewed close up through a microscopic lens, the hookworm is arguably one of the most terrifying parasites on our list.
What do it look like?
Two species,
That
Ancylostoma
motherfucker ugly as hell.
and Necato americanus, are known to commonly infect humans. The former has 2 rows of teeth, while the latter has a pair of cutting plates. They
That shit
live in
look like
animal
a
feces, and the larvae enter the human body by burrowing through the skin. One of the most common ways in which people get infected is by walking barefoot on contaminated soil.
See, nah, you can't be doing that, bro. You violating.
For example, got a bad hookworm infection in his foot after his friends buried him in the sand. Doctors found hookworms, one of which was close to 3 inches long.
Wait, so you telling me you can get this by going to the beach? I'm wearing shoes in the ocean. Wherever I go to LA, I'm wearing
He was
shoes.
given antibiotics, steroids, and antiparasitic medication, but was still in pain even a month after the incident. Hookworms will typically settle in the small intestine and rely on the human body for
It
nutrition.
looked like an intestine.
Aside from fatigue,
I said
weakness,
intestine.
and abdominal pain, they are also known to affect the physical and mental development of young children.
Children,
Number 8.
stay away.
Whipworms.
Not that y'all let's watching this video, but stay away from those.
Much like hookworms, whipworms
Well, what are
enter the
these?
human body via
Whipworm?
contaminated soil. Eggs are primarily transmitted through dirty hands or unwashed fruits and vegetables. As the larvae hatch, they take up residence in the large intestine. The most common symptom of heavy
They're going
infection
straight to the
is
intestines.
painful
They said,
bowel
let's skip everything else. We're going straight to the intestines.
movements
What the
that
fuck?
contain a mixture.
That dude tonight.
Get off my
Of
screen.
blood, mucus, and water. Severe complications include appendicitis, rectal prolapse, or bloody diarrhea. In children,
Oh.
whipworm infection can cause nutritional deficiency, as well as impede cognitive growth and development. Whipworms aren't by any means recent human parasites. In a Turkish historic village, microscopic eggs were found in human feces samples going back more than 9,000 years.
That's a weird looking thing, man.
Number 7. Toxoplasma gondii. Toxoplasma gondii is a parasite
The fuck is
capable
this?
of infecting any warm-blooded creature. But so far, cats are its only known definitive hosts. The parasite spreads to humans via exposure
cats
to
be tripping,
infected
man.
cat feces, but can also be contracted from various contaminated meats. It causes a condition
Man, y'all just trying to get me to start eating meat, man. Come on, man. I gotta chill out, bruh. Real talk,
plasmosis,
bro. Real
which
talk,
people with
bro.
weak immune
Y'all
systems
tripping,
can
man.
cause seizures.
I'm just trying to eat, bro. Y'all here talking about this
It's
shit, man.
particularly dangerous for expecting mothers, since it can be transmitted to unborn fetuses through the placenta.
Sheesh.
Congenital toxoplasmosis increases the risk of miscarriage, while the infant may also suffer from blindness, epilepsy, or severe mental abnormalities. In the
Bro,
US,
they just showed me how that baby
750
was coming
people
out. That thing looking
succumb to
so weird, bro.
toxoplasmosis each year, with nearly half of those cases being associated with tainted meats. The CDC recommends
Like, how you supposed to know this
for
stuff?
cat owners to regularly change litter boxes so as to prevent a buildup of the parasite in their
Exactly.
homes.
For my
6,
cat owners, y'all gotta change that litter, man.
Tapeworms are, for good reason, among the most
Tapeworm. I think I heard
dreaded
that
human
before. I'm not
parasites.
sure. God
Eggs
damn,
may
I
be
don't know.
transmitted through soil or fecal matter, but the most common means of human infection is through consuming raw or undercooked meat.
Hey,
Tinea solium is a type
if you eat raw meat, bro, or raw fish, something wrong with you,
of
cuz.
tapeworm.
I'm finna
that
get
comes
hit
from
with
pork,
another ad, bro. I
while
swear to
Tinea
God.
Alright, we need an ad from Quillbot that really shows off its strengths. We need to say, Quillbot allows you to paraphrase your writing using artificial intelligence.
Get off my shit, man.
saginata is found in
Give
beef.
me these ads, bro.
The eggs typically become attached to the gastrointestinal wall.
That thing look
Once the
nasty,
eggs
bro.
hatch, the larvae start depriving the host of nutrients and may grow for years without being detected. Adults are hermaphrodites and may actually produce more eggs inside their host. Tapeworm infections aren't typically deadly, but in severe
Motherfucker
cases
look like,
may cause loss of
don't
appetite
know.
and emaciation. However, it's possible that the larvae start penetrating the intestinal wall. Once they enter the bloodstream, they're basically on a highway connecting various muscle tissues. The most dangerous
look weird,
aspect
man. I'm sorry, that
is
look
the
weird.
tapeworms can actually travel to the central nervous system. They become lodged at the site, causing a condition called neurocysticercosis. Cysts start.
I don't have
forming
strong
brain,
guts like y'all
which leads to
motherfuckers. I'm
blindness,
sorry, I ain't got no
epileptic
strong
seizures,
guts.
lesions, or tumor-like growths. The condition is associated with major neurological problems and even death. It's been described as a hidden pandemic, the leading cause of seizures worldwide, and is suspected of being the most common parasitic disease of the brain. Reports of tapeworm infections
Going straight
describe
to the
nightmare
intestines.
situations. In 2019, a
Damn,
Chinese
yo.
construction worker was found with over 700 tapeworm cysts in his body, including in the brain and lungs. A Thai man was horrified when he pulled a live
Ugh.
tapeworm out of his backside. The
That
stretched
shit
out
look
one
nasty as
reportedly
hell,
measured
bruh.
close to 30
No
feet.
cap.
One man had a 5-foot tapeworm removed through his nostril, and he'd reportedly been living with the parasite for 15 years. Since tapeworms are hard to detect,
Can we
victims
please go
are
to the
often
next one?
asymptomatic. They can live inside the human body for up to 3 decades and can potentially
Golly.
grow to be 80 feet long.
Holy
Number
shit.
5. Blood flukes. Blood flukes are parasitic flatworms commonly found in standing bodies
Shit
of
crazy,
water,
ain't it?
such as ponds or lakes. Larvae will pass through intermediate snail hosts before the worms enter a new developmental phase in which they're capable of burrowing through human skin. They'll enter blood vessels and migrate
So
to
I
the
can't be going in
intestines,
waters and
urinary
shit,
tract,
man.
and, in rare
Shit be
cases,
having
vital
like lakes and
organs.
shit. I be going to lakes.
In 2019, an unnamed Mexican man was found with flukes clinging to the walls of his liver. Blood flukes can thrive inside the human body for decades. They cause a condition called schistosomiasis, also known as snail fever. It's been described as the second most devastating parasitic disease after malaria. It can lead to learning difficulties and poor growth in children. People who've been infected for a long time may suffer kidney failure, liver damage, infertility, or bladder cancer. According to the World Health Organization, over 200 million people are infected each year, and about 200,000.
Let me ask y'all a question. Do y'all think these are made from the lab? Like all this shit they renaming? I think it is made from the lab, or it's just like, if it's like made to kill people like what they're showing, why would they create that? Or God, why would you create that if it's meant to kill people or make people look like that? I don't know. Maybe it's made from the lab. I don't know. Y'all let me know. I could be wrong. I could be wrong.
Schistosomiasis. Since the disease is spread by contact with contaminated fresh water, access to clean water, and limiting the number of snails are the best preventative measures. Praziquantel is a type of medication that's effective both as a preventive treatment and as therapy for those infected. Number 4. Ticks. Ticks are definitely
y'all know ticks now. They be on animals.
Of the human body.
The ticks.
Even though they only burrow on the surface of the
God
skin,
damn.
these tiny bloodsuckers are host to a number of infectious viruses.
Nigga went in that nigga's skin,
and
bro.
protozoa. There's a long list of tick-borne disease that includes Crimean Congo hemorrhagic fever, Rocky Mountain spotted fever, and Lyme disease. Ticks are part of the arachnid family, known for other ill-reputed members such as spiders and scorpions. Ticks need blood in order to survive and transition from one stage of life to the other.
No, that's a little weird, bro. So you get like them chills, or you feel weird, or you feel like disgusted, you get chills and shit. That's how I feel right now.
Fly, many species have adapted their feeding strategies. They'll resort to something called questing. This involves clinging onto leaves or grass and holding their first pair of legs outstretched, ready to climb onto a host. Once they find a suitable spot, ticks will attach themselves firmly and use their mouth parts to pierce through the skin. As they feed on the host's blood, their pear-shaped bodies become grossly engorged. In addition to the many diseases they carry, ticks also have a neurotoxin in their salivary gland, which can cause tick paralysis. The potentially deadly disease has symptoms similar to anaphylaxis. The Australian
How you let a tick get on you like dogs, bro? Get it off, bro.
Habitat can inject
if I feel some little shit crawling on my face or anywhere, I'm gonna slap you so hard.
3,
you gonna wish you was never there.
Pinworms are among the most common types of intestinal worm infections in the developed world. They're known to cause a disease called enterobiasis. These thin white worms grow
This
to be
is
about
really
the
some
size of a
educational shit in the words of life. Cause
Pinworm
I don't know most of these words, bro.
Of contaminated
I don't know
hands,
most of these
food,
words.
or other items. Enterobiasis can develop in people regardless of age, but is most common in children. That's because nail biting and finger sucking occur more frequently in this age group. Pinworms spread via the fecal oral route.
Yo, chill, bruh. I be biting my nails too. When I'm nervous, I bite my nails most of the time. But sometimes I just bite it just because I bite it. But now they say this, I can't be buying shit. I'm not buying shit. I'm not gonna be able to
survive for
yeah.
up to 3 weeks. The most common symptom is itching in the area as the eggs start hatching and worms begin to wiggle around. Such infections are rarely deadly. However, prompt treatment,
Nah, bro. I'm gonna stop biting my nails.
Is the best course of action as it prevents the worms from spreading. One particularly horrifying case occurred in the UK in 2016. An unnamed teenage girl went to the emergency room, complaining of nausea and pain in her right side. Doctors initially suspected appendicitis.
Hey, what's up? What's going on, y'all? All right, now look, check out how much I paying for car insurance.
I don't care.
Right now.
I don't. No. Right now? Right now? I don't care.
24.
Get out of here.
But later found that her appendix was teeming with pinworms. They swiftly removed the organ, then used the suction pipe to prevent stray worms from falling into the teenager's abdominal cavity. Number 2, lower.
How do people have the guts to look at somebody's insides, bro? I can never be a doctor, bro. Or like somebody to do surgeries and shit. I can't be that, bro. Cause you gotta look, bro. Like, I can't do that, bro. I know they made hella money, but shit.
Lower is colloquially known as the
Is that nigga
It's
eye?
transmitted through the bite of the mango fly or deer fly and migrates through human subcutaneous tissues at the skin's lowest layer. Infection causes a condition called lower filariasis. The creepiest aspect is that the worm is somewhat of a specialist at infecting the human eye
and shit. I ain't got here
for several years.
look.
While it doesn't typically affect vision, the victim might actually
Yo, that shit look nasty, bro.
inside. Depending
That shit
on the
look
severity
nasty.
of the infection, treatments
What
range
the
from
fuck?
medication to surgical removal. In recent years, there was one case of an Indian woman with a lower worm living behind her cornea. She'd arrived at a medical facility with extremely bloodshot eyes and an inflamed iris. It wasn't long before the worm was discovered. Her condition was rather unusual, given the large size of the worm at slightly over 0.4 inches, and the fact that it's quite rare in India. Doctors ultimately removed the worm by numbing it with medication and then going through the woman's nasal cavity for extraction. Before we continue,
Yo, that shit sounds
official
so
They Will Kill You
painful, bro.
merchandise is now available,
Bro.
and They Will Kill which is
Come on, bro.
Cochleomya hominivorox,
What is
the
that?
larval stage of the
Nigga look like he got a suit on.
has adapted to feeding on the exposed flesh of warm-blooded animals, including humans. In other words, the screwworm is capable of eating humans alive. Females will lay hundreds of eggs inside open flesh.
Bro, how many ads these niggas got on this video?
Has blown up recently. I'm sure a lot of people have probably made money by.
Bro, get off
Such as
my
wounds,
screen.
ears, or navels. Infestation of a live vertebrate is called myisis. The larvae hatch and start feeding into the surrounding flesh, burrowing or screwing deeper into the tissue as they go. As they chew through healthy tissue, the worms may cause severe damage and even the death of the host. Rochelle Harris was returning to the UK from a holiday in Peru, where she started experiencing mild headaches. Harris soon developed excruciating pain on one side of her face and heard strange scratching sounds in her head. Doctors were shocked to discover that maggots were living inside her ear canal. When they tried to remove them, the screwworms retreated towards her head. They ultimately discovered 8 large specimens living inside. The risks were plentiful. They could have chewed through facial nerves, causing face paralysis or migrate to the brain and cause meningitis or fatal bleeding.
Sheesh.
Fortunately, Harris didn't suffer any long-term side effects after the screwworms were successfully removed.
Oh, you lucky.
Thanks for watching. Would you
Anyways, y'all, man, if y'all enjoyed that video, y'all make sure to like, subscribe, and comment what y'all thought. And I'm out, bruh.